Welcome to Nexus Top 10s, where I dog the darkest corners of cinema. I'm your, I'm your host, William Pry, aka Nexus. I have a lot of channels, so Nexus Top 10s is one of my top 10, one of my other channels. If you want to know, subscribe to my other channels. The link is in my bio. When you actually click on my page, make sure to click on my page when you subscribe and click on when so you don't miss my amazing content on all my social media. Let's begin. I counted down the most iconic and shocking and brilliant crafted death scenes in horror history. We're talking about the behind the screens of the crafted craftsmanship, accidents, and secrets of the legendary kills. Warning: these are graphic content and major spoilers of classic movies. Viewers of distraction is advised. So grab popcorn, turn off the lights, and let's explore the Austria town. Now, number one. I will start with number one. Alien, 1978, the chestburster death. Honestly, we'll start off with perhaps the most shocking death ever catch on film. The chestburster sequence of Ridley Scott's Alien. This isn't the great horror movie moment. It's a masterpiece of practical effects and genuine surprise. But the legendary kill legendary. Most of the cast had no idea about to happen. Honestly, only the actor know. Behind the scenes, John Hurt actually said that in his deck chair with his head poking through the table with his head in a prosthetic filled with organs from a butcher shop. Ridley Scott deliberately kept the actors in the dark about the exact time and precise. Only John Hurt and Ridley Scott about the effects team knew what is coming. When the tourists burst from the fake chest and spray everywhere, it shocked and horror. You see Veronica's Cartwright's face. The 100% genuine. She actually got that spray with blood. The reaction is complete unaffected. The effect team used a combination of real organs, including kidneys and liver, along with various pasta material to create the interior technique used hidden under the table operation of an alien puppet. They only had one take to get right. The result, so effective that it still reference the paranoid 45-year-old later proved the practical effect a genuine human reaction will later trump CGI. Number 2, Psycho, 1960, the shower scene. Honestly, everybody know about the Psycho's infamous shower scene. Marion Crane's death, where analyze of film history, but here behind the scenes. Honestly, in the black and white movie, 45 seconds scene that took 7 days to require 7 angle shots. Albert Hitchcock was obsessed with every detail of Mars Disaster. The blood was actually chocolate syrup, which show up better on black and white film. Janet Leigh, who played Marion, was traumatized by the film. This scene was reportedly never took another shower for the rest of her life. Only the knife never touches Jane's body, though Cleve edits angles. Hitchcock created an illusion of brutal violence without showing any contact, and sound effects were created by stabbing a melon, other fruits. Most shocking of all, Alfred Hitchcock killed off the biggest star, Janet Leigh, for only 45 minutes into the film. Sometimes it's the absolute unheard of in 1960. This broke every rule of Hollywood storytelling and left the audience during not knowing what to expect next. Number 3, Headshot, May 1980. If you actually went on my channel, I already did cover Psycho, and Maniac is one of my favorites. This scene is a most technical practical death with the Gore Daddy himself. It's not a legendary, but behind the scenes is we actually have the Gore Daddy himself, Tom Savini, who actually both played the victim and the killer. Wait. He did the stunts for Frank Zito, but why? Both the actors have bushy mustaches. For continuity, the filmmaker essential has one shot right because Tom Savini experienced the similar effects. He stood for the original actor. The head explosion was created use a life size of the actor's head filled with blood and mysterious material. And when Savini fired the shotgun through the windshield, he was essential shooter of his own head, and stop motion effects, the impactful and practical effect, no CGI, and results a visual and technical impressive kill ever film provide sometimes the best horror effects come from the most creative problem solving. The wood chipper Fargo. I never see Fargo 1996, but it's technically a dark thriller is no kill that is so dark deserve on this list. The Coen brothers actually have a combination of practical effects and the camera works that actually made the body go in the wood chipper they actually use a combination of mannequins, store-bought and meat that the meat spray up and mixture of corn syrup and red food dry, and we actually see the meat fly and other material. And the disturbing part that the Coen brothers base this movie on real events, though they're later exaggerate the true story claim of a different event. Drew Death Scream. Well, to tell you the truth, Wes Craven Scream actually is a meta drama that is a meta horror that is a real gem of the 90s that have a shocking open. But Drew Barrymore's character is actually supposed to play Cindy, but instead she was killed off in the beginning. Casting Drew Barrymore is genius, but we were expecting her to be the final girl, but she was killed off. A Craven established were to end the phone conversation. The killer took 3 days to film. The terror of fact that Craven worked himself into an emotional state and take so showing her real crime scene photos to make it affected. The kill was shocking, but meta commentary on horror tropes and simulation being an example of the same trope. The Final Destination pileup. What beats Final Destination 2 and the Highway pileup? Throw in the instead of the real uses CGI, early CGI and using logs to do a pileup. The filmmaker used over 100 car sequences with many which are destroyed at different angles. The death involving the barbed wire was achieved using a double studded affected tussle. The kill sequences special is how it build tension through a series of events. A coffee spill, a phone call, a cigarette wire, all lead to the catastrophic events. The scene took 2 weeks to film and required coordinated between the coroner, special effects team coroner who had to shut down the highway. The famed blood test, The Thing. Honestly, the John Carpenter actually do the practical effects in The Thing. No CGI required and gore. But the blood test was actually a real CGI. That fire is actually a blood effect was using practical puppetry and pyrotechnics in beneath the set. Bob Belton effects that the trigger remotely scream from blood actually created by the heat up of the blood that attend the air create both the movement and the sound effect. The after reaction to the told when the blood reacts create affected the surprise of terror. The scene works because it combines practical effects with general human psychology and paranoia, and the fear are point as gore. Kill number 8, the elevator scene, The Shining. Honestly, Stanley Kubrick actually did the elevator scene with a lot of blood, and there was actually an elevator. They actually had to construct it, and the blood was a mixture of water, food coloring, and pump a fire hose to it. And Kubrick actually is a perfectionist. The number of times that is actually multiple times. And honestly, the image is a striking shot that in horror cinema that appeared the homage parody. What the practical effect is visual impact. The way Kubrick builds the dead throughout the entire film, making the moment feel irreverent. We're returning to the thing with the head spider. Honestly, this is a practical effect that turning a head into a human-sized spider. The practical effect is use a fake head with mechanical puppetry. The camera work as a actual head that actually could work. The spider I retrieve as puppet, and the bob is make it your genuine alien and disturbed. The scene require perfect timing and practical effects. The work and actors are grotesque over several days and different elements that add post-production. This kill represents the practical of 1980s practical effects. It's disgusting. And number 10, the face melt Raiders of the Lost Ark. Technically, this is not a horror movie, but this death is really a horrible way to go, because this death is actually a combination of wax, statue, gelatin, and heat elements that actually maintained the wax model was heated below that realistic way. And the crew actually created the melting effects that melt as the realistic deposit. Spielberg actually wanted a more graphic, but the MPAA forced him to tone it down to avoid an R-rated. Even with the cuts, it remains one of the most disturbing scenes in the PG-13. The work ultimate concept. The Yahtzees literally have divine wrath, and we watch. These kills represents the critical filmmaking. The combination of craftsmanship with genuine human emotion and perfect storytelling. What what make a death legendary and shock shock value? It's the masterpiece behind them. Offer rich victorious faith to both Rob Bose's evaluate practical effects. The scenes required the collaboration of dozens of talented actors work at the craft. Each these kills sometimes evolution of horror that actually rather terror because wherever is psychological horror of Psycho, the perfection of Alien, the meta of Scream, or the DNA culture of Host. Whatever you favorite, what is your favorite horror kill? Did we miss a classic? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for deep dives into the darkest corner of cinema. Thanks for watching, and remember, in horror movies, no one is really safe.